my eyes are the poorest aspect of all my physiology. And it is quite sensible and understandable that for those reasons and along those lines, I have developed vision. I mean, in order to be able to see it all, I had to have such rapid eye shifts and movements that ophthalmologists who were testing me against charts, who were perfectly aware with the aberrations of my eyes, I shouldn't be able to even see where the chart was on the wall, have also commented that they never saw anyone with such rapid eye movements, and speculated, I think quite correctly, that I was like putting together from fragments, rapidly parsed images in the mind. Now, in some sense, that's what anyone does, but because I was doing it so consciously, so completely consciously, it gave me an understanding and a deep involvement with eyes, eye-brain, you know, the mind's eye, not just what the light passes through. Almost anything that I was given to photograph that I was emotionally involved in, I could have done so because my growing, constantly growing, and finally come to be centered focus of my being, of all my making, is to discover the process of sight itself, the mind's eye, not just the shifts and saccades of these little jellied orbs, but their limits and possibilities too, and the crossbreed of neurons that make the eyeball so close to the brain, you can call it a surfacing of the brain. The whole innards, not just of brain, but as that reaches out to the fingertips along the whole nervous system, to create a nervous system feedback of visual music. And I began that without knowing quite what I was doing in Dog Star Man when I painted on film. I think painted film has just, I'm almost speechless, I mean, as to what to say about it. Just everything seems opening infinitely in ways that other areas of film seem more and more preclusive. Like whatever could be done there has been done, and it came to not enough, obviously, or one would feel it opening too. All these various other photographies that I did, as well as what I was doing at home, were increasingly involved with the inner receptors of envisionment. And finally, beyond the receptors, that is what our optic system, which is receiving what the light spanks and is focused in on our brain, beyond that, the streamings of unnameable shapes and colors and tones and rhythms in what I call moving visual thinking, which is the feedback of the whole system itself in response to what's being spanked in on it with light, and in response to its whole hierarchies of symbols. It's one could say left brain symbols and symbolism, signs, numbers, and words, of course, which tend to delimit one's ability to be aware of what a lit candle human beings just normally are all the time, going along being. I was after a poem. I was after a poem in as simple a sense as anyone in love might pick up a pencil and write a poem, pick up a camera and make a film.